We are starting clean offload. That's a good sign. I think we're back, guys. I think we're back. Wow, we absolutely have to refuel. Holy cow. Well, what is going on, everybody? We are back in the Maggie C here, heading into Pyro Gateway. We got an update and some rumors of cargo being somewhat fixed, so we're going to find out today. Apologies in advance for my voice. If I cough or if I just sound rough, I'm getting over a bug. It's one of the reasons I haven't streamed the last couple of days. Just trying to recover, trying not to talk quite as much. But this is going to be a quick video just testing out the current state of hauling. And if this is still broken, then I will show you guys that trade routes still work. So we'll mess around with that a little bit. We're trying to make this quick and to the point. So let's get fueled up and see if we can get a contract working. We got a contract for 4279 SCU of hydrogen from Aorus to Pyro. This is the shortest route, about 30 gigs. So it's perfect for this test. We are completely enveloped, activating our parking brake. Stopped. I think we're loading. Well, we got one box. Some small boxes. Are we back to the small box load bug? We're getting the loading ticks. Okay. Let me try. Because we're definitely stationary. I'm going to try the old method of grabbing the small boxes and seeing if it continues loading. We might be back to our old ways. Hopefully I'm able to. Yeah, okay. As always, make sure you got your helmet on. We're going to close up. Okay. We're just going to do a base detach of each. Oh yeah, I forgot. We also had that tractor beam buff, which is nice. Alright, we should have something on this side. I want to make sure I take it kind of away from the grid to where it's not going to impede it by being in front of it. Okay, and then we've got this one back here, I believe. No. I lost my orientation a little bit. There you are. Okay. Now let's get in and shift the ship a little bit to restart. Because sometimes I think that's what you need to do. Okay, yeah, we got our grid back. That's not a good sign. We might be getting an impound issue here. We gotta hurry. Come on, baby girl, open up. Okay. Always want to make sure you keep your doors closed. Okay, we've got the grid. Alright, just a little shuffle. Okay, we're going to do another test. Because this has happened to work in the past. We're going to recall this box and then get another one. There we go. It's been revoked. We'll see if we can get the same one. Because then we can just pick up our small bits of cargo that are there. Alright, we did in fact get the same one. We're just going to make sure we don't crash right into our old boxes. Hey. There we go. Okay, so that worked. I had to take the small boxes off. And then I had to revoke the old grid and then come back. When this is done, we're going to try to put these small ones back on. In fact, we'll go ahead and hopefully this doesn't interrupt anything. Worst case comes to it, you know, it's not the end of the world to lose those small packages in the grand scheme of things, but we're going to try. You know, we're going to try to have everything accounted for. Oh, the grid came back. Oh, man, do I have to be on ship for it to continue? Yeah, now when I'm back on the ship, it's loading. All right, so we're just going to have to wait. I don't know that that is a change? Let me know, guys. Have you noticed that in the past? Because that seems different to me. I could be wrong, though. So you got to be on board for the loading process to continue. So this makes me want to test it with a buddy, like having Kai or one of my Ollie guys on board and see if one of us can depart, but one of us has to stay on board. Like maybe the person who has the contract has to stay on board. And how does that work with sharing contracts? So we'll see. All right, now I wonder if we have time to do what I want to do here. Oh, we're just going to risk it, leave the door open, because we need to move quickly. I don't think we have a whole lot of places that we can stash this stuff, so we're just going to put it where it'll go. I love how much faster this moves, though. That is a game changer. Alright, we had the 4 SCU chilling somewhere. Where the heck is it? Oh, there's one over here. We'll check my positioning. There's the 2. Oh, wait, I got room over here. That might be better. Hold up. Like, I don't want it on top of other boxes that have to offload, if that makes sense. I thought there was a 4. Damn it. Well, there's the 4. And our vehicle just got impounded. Actually, seeing if I can recruit a fellow citizen to help ferry me to a pad. They think that I'm going to get there before they get back to Aorus. I'm like, I don't think you're grasping the distance that I'm currently trying to EVA. From cargo to landing pad. Like, I can barely see any movement. The only way I can tell I'm moving is because I keep getting closer to my little 4 SCU box that I'm flinging away. Dropping this load and I'll be back. Alright, so they're doing something, so I might actually... If they had just immediately turned around to help me, then we would have been good. But I might actually make it over here before this person gets to me anyway. This guy was willing to help me, so I'll go ahead and throw him some cash anyway. We'll give him half. Okay, my friends, so some good news. According to our wonderful, helpful friend Bala in the verse here, they're saying the missions have been working for them pretty consistently, making some good money. The biggest issue being like navigating away from Pyro back to Aorus. We had the issue with the small boxes in the beginning, so I'm going to go to run this back to Pyro, see how drop-off goes. We'll try one more, but this is a good sign. I do like this. I'm glad they were able to confirm that they've had a pretty decent times. Sometimes you can go back out and back in, but it is faster to rip them off and leave them. I just turn in the mission short and lose a little money. Yeah, which I think most of us would probably do. That's fair. Okay, so we did kind of shuffle around the product a little bit. We'll see how that affects offload. So it might just be better in the case of like these weird small box issues to leave them, kind of like Bala was saying as well. And how many of you Hull Sea captains have probably treated this in the past. Take a little bit of a hit on money for the one mission that has the small box problem. But, I don't know, sometimes, or some of you might agree with me that like 26% hit to your payout, getting 540k instead of, 700k, it's a pretty hefty hit. It's a pretty hefty hit. Still, it's over 500k for a drop. I leave that up to you guys. We're going to boost up to about 250 meters per second, which is pretty standard for me coming into one of these stations. And then we'll begin turn and burn. Full burners, baby. Slow this big girl down. Now we're at Pyro. It could get a little funky, so I'm actually going to call through the MFD. It just seems to work better when you do it this way. Cargo. We got it right away. And I'm just going to sit here and let this play out. It looks like we are starting to offload. Now we've got our small boxes off to the side. I did end up just leaving the 4 SCU, even though we towed it the whole way across the void. Just because I didn't want to take the extra time to go find it at the landing pad, and then, yeah. Just not worth the time and effort for this video. It's just me being goofy. I'm using the same strategy I always do as far as, servers. I was fortunate to have a buddy on that is in a very low pop server. There's only 60 people abouts on this shard, and we're right around that 30 server FPS. So that does contribute to a nice, clean, Hull Sea all-node offload if the backend systems are working properly. And it looks like they are. So hopefully this is encouraging for a lot of you. I'm going to do one more quick one to verify and to try to keep this video short. I've been recording for well over an hour, but hopefully I can keep this video down to like 15 minutes for you guys.
Cargo transfer complete.
It even pulled the small stuff off. Heck yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and get out of here. All but the 4 SCUs, so that would have been a 100% drop off. So that's fantastic. We're going to go ahead and submit. That should still be a nice hefty payout. It's not the full 700K.
Connection terminating.
If I am correct, yeah, 531. So yeah, it's still about a 26% or so profit hit, but that is totally fine. Okay, this is the same mission. Oh, it did the switch. It did the switch. The switch is back. Confirmed. I think Centrosi said that in Discord or somebody else. So they brought back, I guess we reverted to when it would kind of randomly change where you're going. So this isn't going to Pyro. This is now going to Magnus. So that's frustrating. A little wiggle of the stick. Yeah, we definitely reverted. Let me try a seat check. Hop out of the seat. There it is. Yeah, so we've regressed, I think, in not in a sense that we've gotten worse. I guess in one sense we did. But it looks like they just reverted back to code from 4.2, was it? Because 4.3.1, we were kicking ass. 4.2, we had the positions or destinations changing, and you still might have to do the seat check to get server communication. But it's at least workable, you know, things are performant. At least enough to make this doable. So, it's not 4.3.1 good, you know, there's still a little bit of headache. But it's working. It's not just a flat out, like, you're shit out of luck. It's not going to do anything. Like, we can make money again. So we'll see how the drop-off goes before I pass any final judgment. But this is better. I will say this is an improvement on what we were all experiencing because something is better than nothing. So I think this, at the end of the day, this is a positive. Go ahead and set course for Pyro. Oh, wait. Not Pyro. Magnus. It switched it on us. Who doesn't like a little sense of random adventure in their cargo transport, right? Ah. Pretty much right on top of it. How cool is that, guys? Some might say I've been doing this for a while. Okay. We are starting clean offload. That's a good sign. I think we're back, guys. I think we're back. Granted, back to some headaches as well, but headaches I'd rather have than a ship that's almost useless. Aside from trade routes, of course. Full mission complete, full payout. That's dope. Alright, hell yeah. Well, I've got one last test I want to do, and that is just to see if I can bedlog out of this thing. So we're going to close her up. We're going to full burn to get some distance from the station and see if we can bedlog. But before we do that, we will take a peek at our payout there. Nothing to hit in front of us, which is great. Got our solar panel sort of glitch because it didn't fully close properly, but if I go to extend it, they'll be closed. It's an interesting look. There it is. Alright, if we take a peek at our payouts, that should have been a nice, clean... It's not saying. Come on, man. Did it not submit it? Ah, so it's complete, but it didn't fully collect the contract. So we'll submit. And that should be a full payout, though. Sweet, it is. It's registering as a full payout. Hell yeah. Back up to almost 3 mil. Pretty quickly. Yeah, I think we are back. That is awesome. As far as our contracts for the day, we only did 2. And the only reason this one wasn't a full complete is because we actually left behind the 4 SCU box. So that was on me. Both of these missions would have been 100% completion. 1.4 million just between those two on a really short run between Aorus and Pyro, which is sick. Alright, we're going to reclose up and see if it does the full articulation. Oh yeah, there she goes. Proper closing. That's what I want to see. Okay, well while the ship continues to slow down, we're going to make our way to the beds. Alright, so can't bedlog. That's annoying. The main core application of the whole C is working properly. I didn't realize you could go to ship view from lying down in the bed. That's kind of cool. This far away from the station, you absolutely should be able to bedlog. I've done it before. That's fine. That's a smaller problem. I'm not worried about it. Our missions are working, and that's what we all want to see. So, granted, we are sort of back a patch or two towards the sort of Russian roulette of whether or not you're going to deliver at the place you're supposed to or what place you're going to deliver to. But it's working. So that is good. The only real issue we had was running into the small box issue, which I took them off and got a new box, and it worked. You might be able to try just leaving and getting a new box and seeing if it'll load around them. It's up to you if you think it's worth ditching them. You can get a full complete and get that extra, 26% that you would have lost without them, though. It's just a timing thing. It might be better to do it from the ship's tractor beam really fast than going outside. Leave that up to you guys. Let me know how it's going for you in the whole sea. And if you're excited about it being back, what you think about it. I'd imagine most of us are excited because we can make some good money again and we can actually do stuff with the ship aside from just trading routes, and that can be a bit hit or miss. So I look forward to doing this a lot more, especially live. Today is Tuesday, so I'll be live tomorrow, likely doing a whole sea cargo hauling and just chatting with you guys. So thanks again for tuning in, everybody. I will catch you in the next one. Take care.